This is JT. He is a student in my class. Although he is not yet labeled gifted, I suspect he is, in fact, gifted. He has a large vocabulary, has scored the highest in the class on the iReady diagnostic test, and reads and comprehends at a 4th grade level. Although JT has great potential, he does little to no work in class. It is as though his body is present in the room, but his mind is somewhere else. He will often sit in his seat with his hoodie pulled over his head on the desk, and his thumb in his mouth. When encouraged to do his work or participate in discussion, JT will either grab his hair, grimace, and growl, or he will pull the skin below his eyes down and literally roll his eyes back into his head so that all that you can see is the whites of his eyes. Once again, he will growl or huff and puff in frustration. During reading assessments or end-of-unit math tests, JT will answer some of the easier questions, but will sit and stare when it comes to the more challenging questions or those that require a written explanation or response. Even when given an extremely large amount of extra time, sometimes the entire day, he will not complete the test and therefore receive an unsatisfactory grade. From speaking to his mom, I have learned that having him complete work at home is also a struggle. In the RTI meeting for JT, these would be the people present: parents, gen ed teacher, psychologist, ESE specialist, school counselor, district teacher of the gifted, and administrator. What is the focus? The focus of the meeting for JT would be independent functioning, time management, personal responsibility, goal setting, organization, and study skills. How will the meeting run? All involved should speak to their interactions with JT. Observations and results of any testing should be discussed, and JP's EP would be discussed. What should happen during all parts of the meeting? Parents should first speak about their child, including their child's strengths and weaknesses. The general ed teacher would speak about her observations and results of testing, completion of work in class, and behavior. The psychologist may explain and discuss results of testing that he or she may have completed. District gifted teacher and ESE specialist would add their thoughts and information. The EP would be discussed, including goals, special designed instruction, the date for beginning services, including frequency and location. Once the EP was completed and agreed upon, by all present, it is signed and a copy is given to the parents. What intervention will you choose? I chose fluidity and flexibility. This would be based on student need. Gifted children, and particularly twice exceptional students, will not demonstrate high levels of achievement in all areas. A flexible system of continuous and comprehensive services allows schools to meet the needs of gifted students at varying levels of development. In this way, services are less dependent on a student's label and more dependent on a student's need. This would help JT in the areas in which he struggles. He could receive services where needed, mostly his independent functioning. In the areas where he is able to produce to his ability on his own, he would not require services. The differentiation is related to the gifted program because it still allows for the student to accelerate in areas that he excels in, while at the same time receiving services in areas where he may need help.